Hojo, Kwekwe, Tansi, Scano. Greetings. It's Catherine and Brian from Moonstarlodge in South Central Ontario, Canada, with your indigenous perspective on all things paranormal, cartomantic, and indigenous. I said that. Anyway, this is the reading for the week of the 29th, I believe, of December until January 4th. So we're moving out of 2025 into 2026, and obviously New Year's Day is happening in terms of this reading, but so is perihelion, which is the grandfather-son's approach in the most close way possible to the Earth in our orbit around the Sun. So we are the closest we can be to Grandfather Sun. And I know I speak a lot about the grandfathers, the grandmothers, but the grandfathers' opportunity to be present to us is right now. So this is bringing the light back in after solstice. And let's go to the cards, Brian. All right. So we have another medicine wheel, and I enjoyed using last week's cards so much. I am using them again, and in different positions. But there's a continuity always when I do this, and I didn't show the card boxes or anything last week, so we've posted pictures, as we always do, of the card reading layout and the decks used. So, starting with this position here in the East, we have the Ten of Wands. So it looks like whatever burdens we've carried through this past couple of weeks can now be let down. We can just let them go, make New Year's resolutions if you wish, but look for new beginnings. Look for new beginnings and just put it down. What's done is done and dusted. The next card is the Sun, one of the most beautiful cards. A lot of people feel that way, at least. And it's this glorious unicorn. I found out recently that our indigenous traditions also hold a space for unicorns, so I'm investigating that a little further. And Jenny might get a unicorn quilt with Hello Kitties on it, so you never know if it follows in the traditions. Anyway, this means that the light is coming, the fantastical is coming, something unimaginable is blossoming in our lives. We're here with the Six of Swords. We're moving out of troubled water, and this puffin is telling us we're moving from a place where we're not trapped. I liken this card a lot to a tangent of the message of the Hanged One or the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is stuck on that tree and is forced into a new perspective, whether they like it or not. This is a voluntary move out of troubled waters to be able to look back and observe a situation from anew. And we've got both the sun and the moon here. It looks like an eclipse. So we've got sun energy, and this is, grandfather sun coming in, as I had mentioned, and this is sun and moon. I'm going to leave the clarifiers for a bit. We've got the Six of Wands, so we've got two sixes here. The Six of Wands, this lovely decorated pig, is coming back very successful. It's a success that isn't just internal. It's a success that the community celebrates as well. So this movement, however painful it might have been, is resulting in a community around us acknowledging our success and ceremonializing it. So this is a wonderful progression. We move here to the Apprentice of Pentacles. This is like the Page of Pentacles. So this is coming at our material life with the curiosity, learning something as if it's brand new to learn. So this is about our material, earthly life, our food, our home, our comfort, our family, our job, what it is that we do to live in this third dimension. So opportunities are being presented to us here in this west position on the wheel, and it's for us to come at them in not the same old way. Whatever the new opportunity that Spirit is talking about here needs to be come at with the curiosity and excitement that only the Page of Pentacles can bring. And know that we make mistakes, and it's okay. The next we have the Nine of Pentacles. We had this card in last week's reading from a different deck. This is having everything we need. We do have everything we need. We are not risking anything by going at a new venture in this material world. So it's the gratitude as the attitude that's important. Moving to the north of the wheel, we have the Apprentice of Swords. This is quick communication, not always things said or communicated in the right way because we're just learning. But this is a mental acuity that's sharpening, and we're just beginning to notice it. That's important. It's important that we see how we're approaching situations that require our intellectual input from new perspectives, and that's a good thing. The final card in the north position is the Oracle of Pentacles. A lot of pentacles. The Oracle of Pentacles is the Queen, and so she's the benevolent one providing for all in the community, and we did have her as well from a different deck in last week's reading. So we are taking on the archetype here of the Queen of Pentacles. And this is an ancient image of women birthing and bounty, and that's a beautiful card. As we come back around here, we have the Moon, and the Moon card here is in the same position basically as it was in last week's reading, again from a different deck. So using our intuition, using our knowledge, not going down the rabbit hole of illusion. I'm going to read this card next. It's Ecosystem. When we feel detached from reality, and that kind of ties back to this card a little bit, we have the full moon coming up at the point along with perihelion on the 3rd. But when we feel disconnected, this card Ecosystem reflects our need to go out on the land and become completely grounded, to know that we belong. This is a card of belonging. After the holidays, we can have a little bit of the proverbial lunch bag letdown and not feel like we're belonging in our reality the way that we might wish was different. Go out on the land, this is saying. This card is the new moon. So things that we are preparing for relate to the new moon. We'll see how that plays in here, so I'll come back to that. This card is the Death card. So this is about transformation. That which needs to be reborn and brought into a new reality, we catch glimpses of here. We are developing successful paradigms relating to that, but we do have to let something go. And that relates to this card. To letting down an old burden so that life that we need it to transform into does so with alacrity and dignity. The reason that I've left these 3 cards in part is I asked Spirit for a timeline. What is it we're doing over these 2 weeks of the holidays? What's it going to result in? When is the result going to be known to us? And it came up as Capricorn, and we're in Cap right now. So I asked Brian to dowse, and he did, and he said very clearly, would you like to say what you said?
It's this year, right now.
Right now. It's this Capricorn. We're not waiting a whole year for results. So I just had him speak so you know he's alive over there. So everything that's happening in this week happens within Capricorn. So, you know, by the 3rd week of January, we will be seeing results. The transformation leading to something that brings the light, sun and moon. We have the sun here, we have the moon here, we have the light, and what I alluded to at the beginning, this card from Judith Pintar, the North, which is ancestors and spirit, and the all that is. So the Creator has our back for this year. And if I get the chills anymore from that card, I'm going to have to go to the bathroom very quickly. Anyway, what this says to me is a deeply, highly, personally spiritual week. You can flip the camera. Sorry, I was saying this is a deeply spiritual and deeply personally spiritual week. The week before is about family, and we're still in talks with relations. But it's really important to recognize that we have to be full, and we cannot move forward into 2026 out of one tumultuous year, which has a tremendous ally in the forces of spirit. So we don't have to sit there with clenched teeth and shoulders, you know, bracing ourselves for something horrible. We need to own that transformation is happening, and spirit is with us deeply personally, one by one. Each of us is no less important than the whole. All right? It only takes one pinprick in a balloon for all of the balloon to deflate. And so we are reminded that we all count individually. And so know that here comes the sun. I won't sing, but we've got the sun and the moon working together cohesively to bring us this joyful awareness in the north position where we are on the wheel right now. Since solstice, we're in the north, and this is the time of spirit and ancestors and transformation. So I hope this brings you some peace and joy, and I post the pictures because you know where I post them on the socials, and that's so that people can go back and have a look at the reading if they wish to. Brian and I are so grateful, as I always say, but I mean it. We are grateful for every dollar of support you send, every best wishes, every bottle of soup that gets dropped off at the door. All of that is so important. We wish you love and peace as we move, all of us, into 2026. And yeah, that's what a whole means, peace. So I wish you peace. Aho.